What's going on, man? Another video, another topic, which is very interesting. I appreciate y'all once again for tuning into the Spoon Fed Podcast. You already know who I am. Spoon the World, short for Spoon, or you can even make it a abbreviation, ST-Dub for short. Depending on what you like, I don't know who you are, but if you got love for me, I got love for y'all. But today's topic, man, we getting into a little bit of politics today. And a lot of people should agree with this, because if you look at the laws that's going on, but let me get to the topic first, man. DNA tests should be mandatory by law when a child is born. I know majority of the guys are clapping like, yeah, why not? Even women will agree to that. But if you say, why? I'm looking at you funny. Why not? It's peace of mind for everybody. But before we even dive into that topic, you already know. Like, subscribe, share, and if you can, make a comment. Tell me what you think about the video. It'd be much appreciated. And when you subscribe, put that little, the ring bell on it, so anytime I put out a video, you're gonna see it and it's gonna be alerted. Because we talk about some hot topics, man. Real hot topics that other people don't get to. Only on the Spoon Fed Podcast, raw and uncut. But before we even continue and we begin, today's sponsor, you already know, Splash Clothing NYC. I got the Splash snapback, the black and gray and white. Ooh, smooth as a mug. If you don't like this, something wrong with you, man. You already know what Splash means. Some people love and some hate. Trademark, man. But one of the most things that I like about the snapback and the style of this snapback, check this out. You got love, and love is always down for you. You see that? But hate is always up, no matter what you're doing. But the one other thing that I like is to say, when you facing a person, you can see the word love. But when they go behind you, what they're going to see is hate. Because remember, love is always in your face. Hate is always going to be behind your back majority of the time. Man, I just love the artistic style of what's going on with Splash. It's on another level. Y'all need to get with it. My personal IG, if you want to holler at me, is going to be in the description box. Splash Clothing Instagram will be in the description box and the website. If you like this channel, go and support. This is also our sponsors. Can't go wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But let's carry on to the main topic. DNA test should be mandatory by law when a child is born. Let's cut to the chase first. First, a lot of people don't even know. DNA testing only began in 1984 by British geneticists. I was only 1 year old. I was born in 1985. And the reason why I say that is to make y'all understand the severity of what's going on with this topic. Ask yourself this. Really think about this. You have women nowadays, not all, there's good women out there, just like there's some good dudes. But you have some foul women out there that sleep around, make mistakes, hiccup and slip on somebody's Johnson & Johnson. But think about this. You've seen it, especially Maury's show. That Maury pretty much highlighted when we was growing up that, damn, you can't really trust a lot of people, man. You could be having, a woman could have your baby and say, hey, this is your baby. But now we have the tools to prove like, hey, man, that ain't my child, bro. That's not my kid. And we have seen time and time again, we haven't even know certain people that had kids and said, oh, that's your baby. It turns out it's not. So just think about this. Just imagine what was happening before 1984 in the 1800s, early 1900s. I'm not even going before that. Think about it. Women were saying, oh, yeah, I'm pregnant with your baby. There was no way for you to tell until that child probably got a little bit old and he had certain similar features. And even then, that wasn't suffice to guarantee that was your kid. Scary, right? It sort of makes sense why certain men in the past was just sleeping around and having families with different women, because they was like, you know what? I don't know. So I might as well just spread my seed throughout the land, and I know I'm going to get a hit somewhere. It's messed up, but when you think about it that way, it's like, whoa. Like, it's really scary. And one thing as a man, like, you have to understand, we go through a lot, but just by being under the microscope and under the gun and saying, hey, this is your kid, and back then you couldn't have any proof that, hey, I don't know if she's telling the truth or not. You just have to go off somebody's word, and we know certain people's word is no good in these days, and even in the past. We had lies in the past. We have lies now. So this is a serious situation. So I'm like, yo, I would want to see who doesn't agree to have a man and a woman that's gonna be a joint family or a brand new family have a peace of mind, like saying, hey, this is your kid. For certain, it's your kid. And the reason why I don't have a problem with it, ask yourself this. When you go into the hospital and a woman is pregnant, they do so many tests on you anyway. They check every body part to get an ultrasound. They take blood. They make sure your signs is good. They make sure the baby heart is beating. They want to make sure you're healthy. If you have any ailments or any genetic ailments, anything that's going to hinder the pregnancy or the birth of the child. So it only makes sense that a man should administer his blood and to check his DNA to see if that's really his seed, because he's going to be the one to take care of it. And I'm going to double down on that. I know y'all was paying attention to the news that the new bill that actually passed, and there's another bill that actually is coming forth for women, which I'm not even complaining about, but it's like, okay, if you're going to pass that, you might as well pass this new bill that is going to mandate every hospital or any woman that's having a baby, if she's accusing, or if she's not, you shouldn't even have to accuse. If you are stated to be the father or allegedly the father, you have to take a DNA test to ID to make sure that you're the father. It only makes sense because think of this. They just passed a new bill, and it's called the Unborn Child Support Act. What this is, and if you didn't hear about it, fellas, hold your ears. You might want to cover your ears for this one, but check this out. This bill that they administered this year, July, pretty much when a woman conceives, she could go on child support. As soon as she gets pregnancy and she has that pregnancy test and say, hey, I'm pregnant, they said, the bill states that they could be put on child support. So that means if I was fornicating with a woman and then oopsie daisy, you know what that means, and then all of a sudden she said, I'm pregnant and it's yours, she could just give my name up, and then I'm going to have to pay child support if she doesn't want to deal with me. And this is scary because a lot of women can use this as a weapon. And this is what worries me. You know what I'm saying? We have to have some protection behind this. This worries me because it's like, okay, things happen. The exception to this rule is that, okay, you might be dealing with a girl. You probably, like, I don't know, you spit some game and made her feel good. And then all of a sudden you like, you know what? She might come out and say, yo, I'm pregnant. And then you like, it ain't my business. Like, I don't care. And then she could be like, yo, but I thought we was a unit. I thought we was going to be together. I don't know what the agreement with you and this woman had, but if you tricked her into thinking that it was something more than what it was and you wasn't keeping it official, that's your fault, bro. Like, you're going to have to pay the cost to be the boss. You got to be the pappy on that. You know what I'm saying? Daddy? Yep, you the daddy. And you're going to have to pay up. Like, but on the flip side, if a dude is like, you know what, okay, cool. And then the woman says, you know what, I don't want you. You're annoying. And then put you on child support anyway, and you're like, damn, bro. But ask yourself this. One thing that we're not asking. A woman could say that you the baby father, but guess what? Without the DNA test, it's still no proof. So you could be paying child support until the baby's born, and then if you luckily enough to say, you know, I'm gonna take a DNA test, and then it's still not yours, and then you signed your name on the birth certificate, you going down under. Rescue Down Under is not gonna come and help you, because remember this, you got to know the law. And one thing I'm probably saving a few of y'all lives right now. Remember, fellas, gentlemen, dudes, thugs, whatever you consider yourself, if you have any questions that the baby is yours, if you have any doubts, do not sign the birth certificate. Because by law, you're telling the courts that I ID myself as the father, even though a DNA test will come back and state, if you administer the DNA test and state that, hey, this is not my child, you have to go through the courts, and that's a lot of money and time wasted. You don't want to go through that. So do not sign the birth certificate until you are fully aware that's your child. And you can only do that with the DNA test. And this is where we roll out. This is why I believe, and I know a lot of people believe, if you're going to administer all these tests and these new bills, you should at least have the DNA test bill, DNA test birth bill, something of that nature. We could figure out the name later on. You know what I'm saying? We could come up with so many different names. Save a male lifeline bill. It could be something like that. Like, drop my kids off of bed. No, let me stop. I'm getting carried away, but you already know. You could come up with so many different names. But the other bill that was implemented in 2019, the child tax credit for pregnant women, which is not a bad bill. Pretty much like a woman that's pregnant, anything that she brought during her pregnancy, even medical bills and stuff like that, is a tax write-off. I agree with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I agree. But can we do something for the fellas? And if it's not for the fellas, it's actually for society. It's like, bro, can we at least pass the DNA bill, at least, to protect us so men can have a peace of mind, so I don't have to take the kid and be like, I wonder if it's really mine. Because if you active out here, you know what I mean. If you active, if you splashing and dashing, bobbing and weaving, doing the Clyde Frazier on these hoes, let me stop. But if you doing stuff like that and you getting down and you making moves and you trying to soak your royal oats, like coming to America, you would like to know, right? Even though I would advise y'all to wrap it up. Protection, please. Protection. This is why I don't have kids. I got a little lucky. I was mostly wearing protection majority of the times. Sometimes it popped, but that's beyond the question. You didn't hear that. But real talk, honestly speaking, I might have a kid somewhere. I'm just being honest. I had one major slip up. Condom popped and boop. I was like, oh, she didn't know though. I was like, I didn't get no phone call. But real talk, all the jokes aside, it's like, listen, I'd rather have a DNA test showing that, hey, I'm the dad and we could all be at peace. Tell me if I'm bugging. Chime in. I need to hear from my women. I want to hear if y'all agree with this or disagree, so I can get at you. No, I'm just joking, but I'm serious. And my fellas, I want to hear y'all in the comments, because if you have kids, and you say, well, I don't really need it because the baby look like me, I'll see you at the cookout. That kid having a tan, don't look at me. I don't know what your baby mama was doing early on. I'm just saying. But I say that to say this. Clarity is the best situation when it comes to DNA testing and having babies. Being honest and having clarity and peace of mind is the best way to go. All jokes aside, tell me what y'all think. Like, subscribe, share, comment. You are now tuned in once again to the Spoon-Fed Podcast, dropping some daily videos that you're going to love, and it's going to keep y'all entertained, but it's going to also make y'all think, man. Splash. Much love. Stay dangerous. Stay cool in this warm weather, man.